made it happen. So I don't know, probably you guys might all be too young to remember Michaela Unruh, Robbie Unruh's daughter. She graduated, oh gosh, maybe 5-6 years ago. She's actually an assistant clerk in the city of Montrose, I believe now. She did a youth council in Montrose, and I talked to her many times about trying to do one in Ridgway, and just never quite got it to happen until Preston took the bull by the horns and made it happen. So I'm just really excited for this to be finally happening, and I want to thank you guys all for being willing to step up to do this, and I hope that it is something fun and interesting and educational and all that good stuff, and just really excited to see it be happening finally. So thank you.
Thank you, John. And then before we kind of move on through the agenda, let's go ahead and do introductions. I know you all as classmates probably know each other, but for John and I, it would definitely be helpful if you kind of went a room, briefly introduce yourself, and then go ahead and indulge me and let us know what you want to be when you grow up, because I definitely need ideas for what I want to be when I grow up. Let's start with Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm a junior and I play soccer, and I am not set on what I want to be when I grow up, but I'll probably go into the STEM field, I think. Still figuring it out, but yeah.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you. Emma.
I'm Emma, and I'm a senior at Ridgway right now, and I've been doing dance for 10 years with Weehawken dance, and I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Christian.
Can y'all hear my mom laughing in the background? Is that pretty okay?
Nope,
okay, that's good to hear. I'm Christian. Like Emma, I am a senior at Ridgway. I play soccer, and I would like to be a chief executive officer when I grow up.
Fantastic.
Do you have a field you want to do that in? Do you have a type of company or corporation you want to work for?
Yeah, I'm thinking something technology based, probably.
Okay, cool.
Nerea.
Hi, I'm Nerea. I'm also a senior at Ridgway High School, and I do a lot of activities at Ridgway, but my favorite one is speech and debate. I've been doing that since freshman year, and I want to be a pediatric nurse when I grow up.
Wow. Great, thank you. And I would call on Emily. I really don't want to, Emily, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can't talk right now because you're doing some knowledgeable, cool stuff, you just, I guess you don't even need to talk, I guess, if that's what's going on. But
we'll catch up.
Yeah, we can certainly catch up later. Next, well, since she,
yeah, so sorry, we're in the middle of a question, so sorry.
All good. Thanks, Emily. So next up on the agenda, and I can share my screen if helpful as we navigate the agenda, but we're coming into the icebreaker activity, so you have to indulge me again. This is obviously just another opportunity to get to know you all. I'm curious with Zoom being prevalent at school these days, if you all have done anything like in the realm of icebreaker activities, but this one's one of my favorites. I've done it quite a bit in leadership trainings and in school back in the day. It's called Two Truths and a Lie. I don't know if anyone recognizes that, but again, it's one of my favorites. It's classic. It's just kind of a get to know you icebreaker game. The first step will, don't want to take too long, but want to give you like a minute and a half, 2 minutes to write down 3 statements about yourselves. 2 of them have to be true. The other one obviously would be false. In my eye, the goal is to make the statements as interesting as possible. So the more interesting, the better. So I would recommend avoiding like the common statements like I like ice cream. That's super boring. And like anybody could could say that. You want to be something or have statements a little more, again, interesting, like I eat bugs. You know, I'm just making this up and thinking out loud. So all that said, does that piece make sense? So we'll take a couple minutes and kind of get our thoughts together for those three statements, and then I'll run us through next steps. All right, I think that pretty darn close to long enough. And if you guys need some more time, go ahead. But we'll get going with these rounds. So each person will, so we'll start with Anna probably, since we go in alphabetical order. So each person's going to share their three statements in any order to the group. And again, the goal is to determine which statement is the false one. So Anna, once you say all three of your statements, the group will vote on which one collectively they feel is the lie. And then you'll reveal which one is a lie. Does that sound good? Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Anna, thanks for being voluntold to go first.
Of course. Okay, so mine are, I had a pet snake and tarantula. I grape ice cream on the summit of Mount Fuji, and I have been to Hawaii.
I think the Mount Fiji one is, I didn't really hear what you said, but I just heard that you ate something on Mount Fiji or something like
Grape
that.
ice cream.
I
Like
think
that's way too specific to be a lie. I don't think you've been to Hawaii, because I think that's the most basic one. So I think that's got to be the lie.
I've not been to Hawaii.
Cool.
So
So that was a lie. You've never been to Hawaii?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you have eaten ice cream on Mount Fuji.
Yes.
Wow. I would have guessed that one.
I was like 7, so I don't really remember it, but I have.
Cool.
Right on. Do you have a photo of that too?
Oh yeah, somewhere. Photos. My mom is a big photo taker. John Clark knows.
Well, thanks for sharing all that. Emma, you're up next.
All right. I said I've sprained my ankle dancing. My biggest pet peeve is slow drivers, and I've been to Haiti.
It's the Haiti one.
I'll back that.
I
You
know it's
don't
not
like
the sprained
slow
ankle
driving.
one.
Oh no, my biggest pet peeve is slow drivers. I've never sprained my ankle dancing. So
Really?
I'm in Haiti. Yeah.
Oh
Also
my
never
God.
which is kind of cool.
Dang.
So I'm sorry, it was hard to hear you. What were the three again?
Oh, the three were I've sprained my ankle dancing. My biggest pet peeve is slow drivers, and I've been to Haiti.
And the lie was was that you sprained your ankle because you've never sprained.
All right, is it my turn then?
And yeah, sorry, Christian, you're up.
All right, sweet. I got 3 good ones. So my first one is I've been in a plane crash landing. My second one is I lived in Australia for 3 months. And then my final one is my nickname was Bear as a child because I had severe anger management issues.
I think it's the Australia one.
Yeah.
I think
No.
it's a childhood nickname.
What's up?
I
None of
think
you
it's a
think it's a
nickname.
plane crash? You guys know he's been in a plane crash?
No, I think I just don't know that he's lived in Australia because he said he lived in
He did,
Durango and then
though.
moved
I think he
here.
did.
So
I think he mentioned it
in
once.
Australia.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with the nickname.
I second that.
Jeez.
Good ones, Christian.
All right. I have not been to Australia before. That is my.
Oh shit! I thought you.
You
Which
actually had
is
anger management issues?
I had severe anger management issues when I was real little. It was not good.
Ah, and you were in a plane crash.
It was a plane crash landing. Like something about the brakes went out, so we had to just instead of braking, we just rolled for like a long time.
Was it a commercial airline?
It was, yeah.
Wow.
How old are you?
I was quite young, probably like 8 or 9, something around there.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, thanks for that, Christian.
Of course.
Nerea?
My three are during the summers, I usually have 2 to 3 jobs. I was born in Spain, and then when I was little, I used to get really nauseous on airplanes.
Last one.
I'm saying born in Spain. I thought you were born here.
Yeah, I thought, weren't you born in Montrose?
Yeah, that one's a lie.
Hot red-handed.
They actually listen to me, you know? Because I talk about it too much.
All right.
Well, good. Thanks, Nerea. Emily, I imagine's busy at the Knowledge Bowl. John Clark.
Okay, you ready? Before I lived in Ridgway, I lived in South America. I've lived in Ridgway for almost 40 years. And before, most of you know I'm the Mac doctor. And before I was the Mac doctor, I had a 25-year career as a glass artist.
I think the second one is fake.
Yeah.
The 40 years in Ridgway.
Yeah.
You think that's the lie?
Mm-hmm.
What do the rest of you think?
The
That's what
first
I
one?
think too.
Maybe the first one.
Anna says the first one. Guesses from the other two.
I'll guess the first one. I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah, they're all too specific. Emma?
Wait, it's the second one?
No, I'm waiting for Emma to guess, or did you guess, Emma?
Oh, okay.
Me, I already guessed mine.
I didn't hear what you guessed.
Oh, sorry. I said the one that Nerea said that you lived in Ridgway for 40 years.
Okay, so that what's a lie is the first one, the South America.
Oh,
I have lived in Madrid almost 40 years and was a glass artist for many years before being the Mac doctor. Are you going to do it, Preston?
I'd be happy to. And John, I knew that answer, so that's why I didn't say anything.
I figured I better not let you answer.
Okay, so my three are, I was an all-state French horn player in high school. I shook hands with President Ronald Reagan. I played college football.
Hmm.
I feel like it's the first one. I feel like you can't play an instrument and be a football player at the same time. I feel like they're too big a time commitments.
I
That's
think it's the last one.
the last one is the football player.
Mm-hmm. No offense or anything. I just,
No offense taken. Yeah, these are all guesses.
I think you can play, and I mean, you probably did play football, but maybe not professionally. I don't know.
Did you say professionally?
No, I said college.
College.
Oh, okay. Well,
Still.
I don't know. I don't.
Okay, Anna, Christian, what do you think?
I'm gonna go first one.
First one.
I guess I'm gonna have to make it a tie. I'm thinking it's the football player one.
I'll break the tie. I think it's the French horn one.
I lied when I said I shook hands with President Ronald Reagan.
Oh, wow.
That
Yeah.
just seems so specific. Like,
That's funny. You stumped us all. You're the only one who did. That's good.
Oh, well, someone had to do it, so,
Henchhorn and college football. That's amazing.
yeah, well, it was a crazy time.
You
Well,
still
thanks for that, y'all. That was fun.
do
any-
you still play French horn?
Oh, no, I haven't played in a long time. I could if someone rounded one up and gave me a mouthpiece, I probably could, but yeah, it's
You
been.
challenged me.
Well, again, thanks, y'all. That was fun. The next thing up on the agenda is a review of the authority and procedures that the town council adopted by way of the resolution that established the formally established the Youth Advisory Council back in July, I think it was. John, is that right?
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and then kind of just walk us through these, this authority and procedures document. It's pretty straightforward. I'm sure you all have seen it. Hang on one sec. Someone holler when you can actually see the screen.
We can see it.
Cool. So it's attached to the resolution as an exhibit, but it's an actual living document that will guide you all and future youth advisory councils. It states the goals, and kind of been through it already a little bit. Whole point is to provide an opportunity for you all and in the future other members of the youth community to get a better understanding, more knowledge and appreciation of local government, more generally the American political system, through active participation in that system. And in addition to that, it's the whole purpose or main goal of this advisory board is to assist the Ridgway Town Council in an advisory capacity, help them work through community issues, solve problems by way of making recommendations, and in a way that not all communities do. Not all communities have a formal youth advisory council and have that communication channel for that youth perspective. So that's why at the beginning I was talking about how excited we are to have this new avenue, and John talked to that as well. And then just more generally, the goal is to serve the community by informing town government of the needs and wishes of the youth in this community, planning and implementing social, educational, cultural, athletic, and recreational activities for area youth, and then working with the town council, the school district, and other local organizations to provide new opportunities for area youth, specifically here in Ridgway. Roles and responsibilities, it's kind of more of the same, but as an advisory board or advisory council, if you will, y'all will be charged with making specific recommendations for programs, activities when called upon. These meetings and, any meetings that you all are asked to attend outside of the realm of Youth Advisory Council, be it regular town council meetings or special events, what have you. It's all part of this forum for the expansion of ideas, needs, concerns, goals relating to pressing community issues, especially the ones that affect you all, the area youth. Maybe a little redundant with some of these, but charged with making recommendations to enhance the range and quality of opportunities for young people, enlist community-wide participation in assuming the responsibility for revolving youth concerns, initiate and encourage youth-driven community service projects. We'll talk about some ideas for potential community service projects and the like at the next meeting. There's an agenda item later on this agenda where we could potentially start having a conversation about that. But I was thinking that it'd be more appropriate for the next meeting to start having that type of conversation about what type of projects you all might be interested in pursuing. And then the last one, as we come into the other page, perform other tasks as the town council may direct throughout the course of the year. And John can talk to this. It remains to be seen what exactly is going to be on a council agenda, month over month. Largely we know several weeks to a month in advance what to expect on a regular town council meeting agenda, but things pop up throughout the course of the year based on just the lay of the land and things that are going on, anything pressing that could come up and could cause the town council to call upon you all to delve into an issue, research, and ultimately make a recommendation for them to consider as they make some sort of direction to staff or some sort of formal action. Hopefully that makes sense. Membership and term, this one is pretty straightforward, and you all, I think, should have a grasp on that. The 5 of you were appointed through a pretty, what I would call pretty comprehensive process. You all applied and interviewed with the council. Thanks for doing that, and then were ultimately appointed. But that section kind of governs membership and term. Coming down into qualifications, you all clearly met the qualifications to sit on this advisory board, and some of these qualifications were they weren't just like made up out of thin air. It's nice. The fact that there's youth advisory councils out there, specifically there's one in Montrose that we were able to kind of, I don't never want to use the word steal, but take some of the information for preparation of this document. It was very helpful. So it's pretty standard from committee to committee. Coming down into quorum, this one's, I'd like to call your attention to this. So in order to have a quorum, or in order for a meeting to actually take place, we need 3 of you all to be present in order for a meeting to be called to order and for business to take place. And when there aren't 3 of you present, when there isn't really a quorum, if you will, whoever is present, so I guess it'd be 2 or fewer, could adjourn the meeting to a later date and or time. Or if there was something pressing that really needed to be discussed, it wouldn't preclude you all from actually like having a conversation, talking, meeting, if you will, but not just not formally, if that makes sense. So at the end of the day, it takes 3 of you all to make a quorum and actually call a meeting to order. Removal from office. I hate to be that guy and even walk you through this section, but this one's pretty standard too for a document like this. Anyone could be removed for just cause at the pleasure of the Ridgway Town Council by a majority vote of the council. That will never happen here. I just have this vibe and this feeling that it's going to go fantastic, and you guys are fantastic. So never have to worry about that. There's some more language there, but I'll let you all kind of read through that. Officers, this is something I obviously would like to call your attention to now. And the aim is not to appoint anyone to the position of mayor and mayor pro tem this evening, but I think it's something that y'all should think about over the next month and be prepared to address at the January meeting, where you all will select a mayor and a mayor pro tem, the mayor being the person that will preside over the meeting and kind of do somewhat of what I'm doing right now. And if you've ever been to a Ridgway Town Council meeting in the last 8 years, John, how long have you been in the role of mayor?
I'm in my 9th year.
9? Yeah, if you've been to a Ridgway Town Council meeting in the last 9 years, you'd probably be familiar with how Mayor Clark runs those meetings, but it would be the responsibility of the mayor to kind of preside over the meetings and kind of walk us through the agenda. And of course, the mayor pro tem would do that in the absence of the mayor. And then I'll serve as the staff representative for this committee. I imagine John will attend quite a few of these meetings given his interest. But again, I'll serve as that staff representative and largely put the materials together to send your way. And if y'all ever need anything, y'all have my contact information. That shouldn't preclude you from reaching out to anybody else at the town of Ridgway if you know them. And I think once this pandemic ends, hopefully sooner rather than later, it'd be great for you all to get over to Ridgway Town Hall and meet all of staff. So anyway, if you all ever need anything, you know how to reach out to me via email, and my signature line on those emails has my cell phone number, which is the best way to reach me at, or best way to reach me, text or phone too. Coming into the last page, the last 3 sections, meetings. The expectation is that you all will attend these regular meetings. Right now, they're slated for once a month. I don't envision a time when they would ever become more than once a month or dwindle even. But again, the expectation is that y'all can make the time to attend those meetings each month. And of course, things come up, and there's bigger problems in the world. But I think that's going to be that's what will make the conversation a little bit later important about perhaps taking the approach of making the meetings a little more, I want to use the word cyclical, but I don't think that's right, but like recurring. So picking a standing date and time to hold the meetings and then reserving that date and time on your calendars. That approach might work best. But again, if you all collectively think that we need to do kind of one-off meetings and set them each meeting, we can certainly do that. And then appropriation authority. Again, y'all are an advisory board to the Ridgway Town Council. Y'all don't have any authority to appropriate or spend town funds. Y'all can provide recommendations to staff or the town council with regard to the annual budget or the spending of town money. And then the last one's pretty standard. Town council reserves the right to amend, increase, reduce, or change any or all of the powers, duties, and procedures of this advisory council. All that said, does anybody have any questions?
If I could, Preston, I'd like to add that I hope you guys, well, first off, I guess I should add Preston, if you would, Preston, make sure they get the council agenda every week, every month, and maybe your town manager report, so they're sort of up on what town's been doing lately. And then I would just encourage all of you to reach out to Preston or myself if there's something you see going on, whether it's on the agenda or in Preston's monthly manager's report, or whether it's just something you see around town or hear on the street. Let us know. I mean, I think it's really, to me, the reason to do this, a big part of the reason to do this is to hear your take on what's going on in town. And obviously we don't, the adults on council and Preston, we don't know what you guys are hearing. We don't know what's important to you guys. That's why you're here. So I just really encourage you to speak up and let us know if you have concerns, if you have specific issues you want us to consider. Don't be shy. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, John, for that. And I'll that you make some great points. I can certainly, if y'all don't know where to access the town council meeting agendas, I can point you in that direction. I'll send you all an email kind of showing you where to do that. But I could also make a point to sending you the agendas and the meeting packets each month. And John alluded to what I call the town manager's report that goes out monthly. It really gives the town council an update on community issues, various initiatives and projects going on that staff has undertaken. And actually the most recent one went out this morning, so I can certainly send that y'all's way. It's chock full of really good information, as if y'all need something else to read on top of what y'all are reading with school. But again, John, thanks for bringing that up. I think that'll be helpful for you all to delve into some of that information if y'all have some time. Any other comments or questions about the goals of this committee, authority, procedures, anything of the sort? All right, I see a bunch of shaking heads.
No, but thank you for explaining them.
No problem. Thank you. So next up on the agenda, labeled it ideas and expectations. It's pretty general, but in my eye, the purpose of this item is, and John was kind of talking to it just a minute ago, but at least I think, really want to learn about some of the topics you all are interested in and may want to focus on or discuss during your tenure here. They could range from anything like water conservation, climate change, school bullying, school violence, sustainability, the whole concept of reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm just thinking out loud and just throwing out things I think you all may be interested in. But what are you hoping to get out of your time on this advisory council, or what would you like to see happen? There's a lot there, but we can go around the room, and I'd love to just hear from some of y'all about what your ideas are.
I guess I can go first. So I think that it would be cool. I don't know what the like town of Ridgway does as far as sustainability and like climate change, but it would be, I'm assuming you guys are doing something, because I know a lot of people in Ridgway are passionate about that, and a lot of people at the school are passionate about that too. So I think it would be cool if we could, like, whatever ideas we were doing or something like that, just communicate that to the youth to make us feel like what we're doing is actually making a change, and our town has some form of impact on that. Because I know, like, personally, a lot of the kids do things, but I don't think a lot of people know about what the whole town of Ridgway is doing as far as that.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, we could certainly, I mean, we could go on and on and on about sustainability, but I think that's a really good thought. As you know, a good segment for a future meeting would be for us to kind of, I guess, an informational session, if you will, where we could kind of walk you through what our efforts are that have been dictated by the Ridgway Town Council. So some of the strategies and priorities in our annual strategic plan surrounding the issue of sustainability. I'm kind of just thinking out loud with you, but yeah, that's great. Emma, we can certainly do that. Christian.
Yes. I guess like Emma, and I'm sure like everybody else in the Youth Advisory Council, I'm all for sustainability. Sorry. And then I also think that fire awareness is a big deal, especially seeing how California and in Colorado, they're not doing so hot. So I'd like to see more awareness among the youth, because I know that that's not something that is talked about a whole lot.
Talked a lot at like kind of your level, like at the youth level.
Right.
Gotcha. No, that's another good one, and something that I started to giggle, but John and I spent the whole summer dealing with fire restrictions and trying to get through a very hot and dry summer in our region, and it's definitely a tricky subject and not that fun, especially when you see a large portion of the state of California on fire, a good chunk of Colorado on fire, and yeah, there's just a lot there. But I think that's a good point, Christian. I think you said it or characterized it as fire awareness. We could certainly kind of delve into what the process for fire restrictions, fire awareness is here in our region, what the approach is in other regions. I'm trying to think of the term, but fire districts and fire departments all around the state of Colorado. I'm blanking on the term, but a lot of them have programs to work with individual homes on preparing the area around their home in the event a fire hits their neighborhood or the region. John, you might know the wildland,
Wildland
still-
mitigation?
Yeah, well, it's mitigation, but I think there's another term I was looking for. Anyway, that's pretty much revolves around wildfire mitigation. So you're right, John. But we can certainly delve into that more.
Sounds good.
I'll go next, I guess. I agree with Christian and Emma, and I definitely want to see the next generation of students more involved with things as such, like fire life and fire awareness, and then environmental factors and stuff, since we live in such a beautiful town. But I just want to see the next generation of students being more involved with the school and planning activities and stuff like that, and just being part of the youth council, us, the youth advisory council, since most of us are seniors except for Anna. Hopefully we can inspire more students to get involved, and just yeah, that's what I think.
That's great. So, well, I was thinking the word inspire, and then you kind of use it there at the end. So inspire the next generation to become more involved, at school, the local government level, kind of just the whole nine is what I heard. Great.
Yep.
And for me, I totally agree with everything everyone else has said. And to piggyback off of what Emma said, I think the Ridgway High School has actually done a pretty good job with environmental sustainability. We've had a club that meets once a week that I've been in since my freshman year, and we've gotten some things done. But I don't think the town, we just focus on the school, and then the town focuses on the town. And I think it would be really helpful for the youth to give input to the town as a whole instead of just the school for environmental issues and what we think could better all that stuff.
Got it. So you're talking specific to, well, I guess specific to environmental issues, like making recommendations to the town on how to proceed or services to implement, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
I also wanted to go off of something that Nerea said. I really like the idea of having the younger kids or younger kids, the other people in high school, just get more involved. And I feel I mean, Ridgway's super, super small, compared to Montrose or anywhere else that I've lived. And so I feel a lot of other towns have a lot of recreational activities, and, we don't really have a rec center, and we don't really have enough people to do that. But I feel more community events. I know it's kind of hard right now, and music in the park is normally our thing, but even just starting some clubs or something. I know a lot of people would play soccer, and you could even have adults. It would be hard right now, obviously, but just getting the not just high school and elementary school, and then all the adults. I feel trying to combine everybody into a bigger community.
That's great. And I think I talked to it a little bit before, maybe not, but I mean, this is obviously a town advisory board, but it's also meant to aid the school district too, and it's meant as that communication avenue with the officials over there at the school district. So I mean, at least that's how I view it. But Emma, that's helpful. Thank you. Anything else from any of you all on other topics you all might be interested in, or anything of the like?
I have more of a question.
Yeah.
So what does the town, does the town have any specific things that they wanted the youth advisory to help them with? Was there anything you guys had in mind?
I'll jump in. Just beyond what I said earlier, just wanting to get the youth of Ridgway's perspective on what's going on. I mean, I joke with my friends. Even though I'm the mayor, I spend all my time working in my little studio, my little office here that you see behind me, working on computers and such. And I don't know if you guys are under similar misconception, but a lot of people think that as mayor, I have an office at town hall and I get paid a salary. I don't get paid a salary. I don't have an office at town hall. I get a small stipend, and basically I run meetings and attend a lot of meetings and write emails and things, maybe 20 hours a week on average, something like that. But I often feel like I'm kind of one of the last people to hear about something that is kind of news on the street, because I don't really get out that much. I don't go and hang out at the coffee shop, even for pre-pandemic. So, I've often felt like I should do that more, and my time just doesn't allow for it as much as I'd like. Summertime's different. Me in the concert series, I love being the MC for that, and it just, I love that thing more than anything. But so my point is that I think you guys giving us your perspective, your take on what's going on in town, above and beyond what we are aware of, is probably my number one goal for this group.
Yeah, thanks, John. And Anna, just, real quick from my perspective, right now, specifically, no, I don't think there's anything in particular. I guess if I remember the question right, you had framed it like, what is the town looking from you all here?
I was just
Short-term or
wondering if there
long-term?
was like a specific, but I think I get now what John.
Yeah, I
was
think
saying,
John really
just
gave a good,
incentive.
yeah, okay, good. Well, I think John kind of summed it up well, but I think that the aim is for that to change soon, and for y'all to have, a more robust scope, and, with these meetings monthly, for you all to have some really good conversations, month to month. Well, great. Well, thanks for that. I took a bunch of notes, so that'll be helpful for me. I'll also do meeting minutes each month, and you all can review and approve those minutes, at the following meeting. But you all can always refer to those meeting minutes if for some reason miss a meeting, or just want kind of to recall what the conversation was on a certain item. And I think it might be good to ask now, but these meetings are recorded. It's really interesting with the pandemic, and them being on the Zoom platform or an online platform, we can record the meetings. The town has a YouTube channel that it started, I don't know, maybe back in March or April, right, John? We post other meeting recordings to that YouTube channel. And it's not as if there's people banging down the door to watch those local government meetings, but they do get some good viewership. Would everyone be okay if these meetings were posted to YouTube? Does anyone have an issue with that?
I think that should be fine, for me at least.
Okay. Well, just wanted to check, but we can certainly do that. So that'll be potentially another avenue for you all to, if you miss a meeting for whatever reason, you can watch the meeting almost at any time. Great. Well, the next item on this agenda is to talk about the next meeting, and establish a date and time. And I've talked about it a couple times already about potential approaches. So that said, what are y'all's thoughts on a recurring meeting, or just taking it meeting by meeting?
Are you gonna send out that survey again? That was very useful for me.
Oh, like the doodle poll?
Yes.
Well, I can certainly do that.
Unless you guys want to just name a date.
I think what we should do, sorry, Nora, I'm not trying to cut you off. I think what we should do is we should have a reoccurring meeting until March. And then once sports start, I know games and stuff like that, you never want to miss a game for a meeting just because there's very minimal games this season. So I think if we just do a recurring meeting for January, February, and March, because I don't think anybody's playing basketball or any spring sport. And then after that, we can do the doodle poll to make sure that nobody has a game or something.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good too.
So do we want to do it the 7th again? The 7th is a Thursday next month.
I can do any day
No,
except for Thursdays.
Well, that's
Yeah, I
unfortunate.
can't do Thursdays or Fridays because
How
I
about
work.
the second Monday? This is the second Monday of
The
December.
4th.
right?
The 11th.
So that would be the 11th.
Oh, wait,
So-
sorry, the 11th.
I think that'll work
This
better
is the
too.
first-
'cause
sorry, this
then
is the
we'll
first
be off
Monday.
break.
Sorry, I interrupted somebody.
No, it's okay. You go.
I just misspoke when I said that today is the second Monday. It's the first Monday of the month. First Monday of January would be the 4th.
The 4th, yeah. So we could do, I mean, we could do the second Monday, if y'all would
Yeah.
like.
That sounds good for me.
So that's January 11th. Does that work for everybody?
February.
Yeah.
Question.
That works for me too.
Oh, Emily, wow. That's,
Would it
um,
be at 6 again?
well, I guess that's another conversation. Does 6, I mean, it's in the evening. I mean, if there's another time, I mean, I like to think you guys are like in school throughout the day, but I know, times have changed and you guys might have like varying schedules, but what is a preference for meeting time?
I mean, we all get off at 1. So
You're done
would
with
you guys-
school at 1?
Well,
I'm
yeah,
done with school at 11:45. Yeah, they let all the upperclassmen off early.
we have online classes though that we do at home. But would you guys rather do it like at like 2 then, and then you can just get it done in the afternoon, or do you still want to do it at night?
That would be fine for me, the 2 o'clock.
I feel like that'll work better that way. If there's any like if you have an open gym for any sports or anything, then you can still go. It'd be 2 to 3:30.
And that would be good even for work,
True. Does that work for you, Preston and John?
We can, yeah, it works. I can make it work. Absolutely. Christian, what about you?
That is all good with me.
So that's 2 o'clock, right? You said 2 o'clock?
Yeah, 2 to 3:30.
Nerea?
Yeah, that's good for me. I'm just writing it down on my phone so I don't forget.
Okay, so we're looking at January 11th at 2 p.m. And then just maybe for purposes of efficiency, if we want to look at, I mean, if it's going to be recurring through March, that would be February 8th at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
I think that works.
March 8th as well.
and March 8th at 2 p.m. All right, unless I hear anything from anybody, I see everyone writing down in their little calendars all these meeting dates. This is great. And I think Nerea's suggestion was good, and Emma's kind of rundown was good too. We can do this through March and kind of circle around then and figure out the best approach, be it a doodle poll or just kind of, again, circle around on approaches for future meetings.
Alright, so
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, unless there's anything else with that, before we adjourn, just future agenda items. I've talked to some of these already. I'm going to work with our town attorney on putting together what I would characterize, and it's right there on the agenda. I would characterize it as like a local government 101 tutorial. I'm sure you all, if you haven't already, will have a class on civics, government. I'm not quite sure what they call it these days, but would love to take you all through kind of a local government 101 tutorial. It doesn't have to be too lengthy, but kind of walk you through how our Ridgway town government works, the services we provide, kind of what it's all about. And right now we can tentatively plan for that on January 11th. Then the next one we talked to already, selection of officers. I'd like to ask over the next month that you all kind of give some thought to who you all would like in those roles of mayor and mayor pro tem. I think what would work best is if we come to the meeting, and this is just my recommendation, we come to the meeting, we can talk it through however long y'all would want, but ultimately what we would need is some nominations. So you can nominate yourself, or you can nominate one of your peers to be in either one of these roles, and then a motion and vote to make that happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, that does make sense.
Great. So give that some thought, and we'll put that item on the January 11th meeting agenda. And then I think I talked to this one too, but love to start having discussions about future activities and community service projects and stuff that y'all can undertake. And I think the conversation would look a lot different if we weren't in the middle of a global health pandemic. That's also something that I think you all should try to maybe think about or work on, is kind of just ending COVID-19. If y'all have ideas on that, because that would be helpful. But we'll have conversations about. Say again, John?
Can you take care of that for us?
Yeah, really. But yeah, I'd love to talk more about your thoughts on community service projects for the future. Anything else for the good of the order before we adjourn?
I think so.
John, any parting wisdom or thoughts?
Not really, other than just thank you guys so much for doing this. I know you all have lots of extracurricular activities that you're doing on top of this, so for you to do this as well really means a lot to us. And of course, I know it'll look good on your college application as well. But I just really thank you so much for being here and for being willing to do this with us. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. And unless y'all have any other comments, questions, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much for taking the time tonight, and looking forward to the next meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a
Great.
good night.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night. Thanks, Preston.
Thank you, John.
you.
Good night.
Good night.